Hey y'all, what's up? Okay, so your girl just became an affiliate for Kiara LASHAE, teamlashae.com. Check down below in the description box where you can get waist trainers, booty bands, this cute little lavender yoga fit that I had got. Okay, it was real cute. I've been working out in it, y'all. I'm getting my life to Kiara LASHAE, but I'm also getting my life to this ISOT. Y'all could play around if y'all want to, but it has definitely helped me see results in my workout. Definitely dropped some water weight. Definitely been cleaning out my colon and such. Okay, get your colon clean. All right, y'all. Links to everything down below. Team LASHAE, TLCT. Get that ISO T in your life, okay? Oh, and also, don't forget about Omiage. Get you some. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue and I am back for another family or fiance review. Even if y'all come to watch this, because I know a lot of y'all did not like my last review. To the point where there are like tons of paragraphs I refuse to read from you people who were like so upset or really just, wanting to go in on what you thought, my opinion should have been or whatever. And y'all, I'm not gonna always see it how y'all see it. Y'all gotta know that. Okay, we're not gonna always agree, and y'all don't have to write me a whole paragraph about it. You know what I'm saying? Not even a paragraph. These were paragraphs, plural. But I appreciate y'all anyway, because y'all did watch. Y'all did participate in the conversation, and I appreciate it. But it was just overwhelming after a while. I was just like, you know what? I can't take this. But anyway, this episode was a little less controversial, okay? Chase and Eric, they've been together for 7 years. He cheated on her the night before he proposed to her. So that's put a bit of a stank on the relationship. And I don't know why, but all of the family members seem to know about the cheatation as well. I'm guessing because Chase is a little crazy and went around telling everybody. And I feel like sometimes y'all should keep things within the confines of y'all relationship, because now Chase has gotten past the cheatation and she's asking for her and his family's blessing. They don't need it, but they want it. And it's hard for them to give that blessing when you've put all of the negatives out on the table in front of everybody. Like, they just shouldn't know. And I feel like going forward, I'm sure that she sees that it is not a good thing for her to continue to tell her family things that happen within her relationship, especially if she plans on staying with him. Because I think the things that she told her family turned her mother against him. And it was a little bit more difficult and harder for her mom to get past it, because her mom is a different type of personality. I'm not going to be in a relationship with a man that's going to cheat on me. And I feel like you shouldn't be in a relationship with a man that cheats on you. But her choosing to continue that relationship was hard for her mom. So her mom has like this really negative, outlook on the whole thing and doesn't want them getting married. And I feel like that is partially her mom's personality and partially Chase's fault for, giving her too much information. So their issues in the relationship besides the cheatation are that she's responsible with money and he is not. He spends and spends and spends and doesn't save anything. And she wants to start a family. She wants to have a child, and she believes that him drinking and smoking and his health issues are making that harder for them. And also the lack of money, And I was like, girl, the way you ran to go smoke that cigarette, I was like, it might not just be his health that we're talking about here. I don't know how much you smoke cigarettes, but any amount of tobacco products is probably not good. Just saying. But they got people on dope that get pregnant. So I'm not judging you. I'm just saying it might be a joint thing and not just him, But either way, that's something that she's trying to make happen between the two of them. So his mom, cousin, and best friend are coming, and her mom, cousin, and best friend are coming. And they get into this conversation with Tracy about how when she found out he was cheating with this woman, she saw nudes in his phone, and she sent the nudes to everyone, put them on social media. And I'm like, that's the type of stuff that either gonna get you sued or your ass whipped. Like, I don't care how upset you are at a man. I just think that's out of pocket. I think that's like way too much. And as a woman, there should be things that even if you are mad at another woman, you shouldn't want any woman to have to go through. And I feel like that's a bit much. That's a bit much for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, but whatever. You shouldn't have been cheating with my man. But at the same time, bitch, I'd have tried to get, ooh, Lord. I'd have sued you. I'd have sued your ass. I'm gonna tell you right now. So they talk to the family, and the family thinks that it's all bad. Like, they think the relationship is toxic. They think this is a bad idea. You know, the fact that he's been cheating on her, and then in some ways she has blamed his mom for it. So she will call the mom and curse the mom out. This is the type of fucked up son you know, raised, and all of this type of stuff. So it's like some real disrespect. Some real disrespect going on in this relationship. So no one really thinks this is a good match, okay? So as they do, they split up, okay? He goes with her family, she goes with his family. And he has to talk to her family about a budget and how he spends his money. Her family thinks that they drink and party way too much. And by the time they finish the budget for how much they spend on alcohol and everything else, he only has $45 left. So he realizes that he needs to do better with his money and be more responsible. And they saw that it hit home. So they were happy as well. Then they discussed the affair he had with this woman from out of town. And they asked him if he was paying for her to come back and forth to Atlanta. And he says no, she was paying for her own ticket. And I know that there are women out there who do that, but a part of me felt like he was lying. Like, even if you didn't pay for all of them, you probably paid for half, or, you know, one here and there, depending on how long that relationship went on for. But her sister was like, you know, so that validated you, you know, this woman wanting you. And I think what we didn't understand at the time was that they were both going through a depression. Chase was going through a depression, and Eric was going through a depression, but felt that he needed to keep doing what he was doing, which was working and taking care of everything. And he thought as long as he was doing that, that was enough. But he had taken himself out of the relationship because he couldn't deal with her depression, and then he was depressed. So he didn't notice what was going on with her like he should have, you know, because he was focusing somewhere else. Her family thinks that it's just a disconnect. They don't recognize that he may have been in a depression as well, and his way of dealing with that was cheating. Chase talks to his family, and, you know, she goes in on how often he was cheating on her and how she's actually going blind. In a few years, she will be completely blind in one eye, from what I understand. So she wants to have children while she can still see them. She has a lot of anxiety about that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's another thing that adds stress onto their relationship. And then they talk about how Eric made up an entire job, had her dropping him off, had a uniform on and everything, all to pretend like he had a job so that he can go and cheat. And, you know, that's what he did. He went and cheated. His mom was completely taken aback. She had no idea. So Chase actually apologizes to his mom for blaming her because she assumed she knew about the things that he was doing, but she didn't. At dinner, they discuss how much Eric was out here cheating, therefore why Chase was as crazy as, you know, they thought she was. They thinking she wilding for no reason because they don't know all of the stuff he was doing behind closed doors. So now everybody has a clearer understanding of what's been going on in this relationship. But they also want to hear about what are some of the good things. This conversation kind of stressed Chase out even more. She started to, you know, kind of get loud about how she wants him to do the things they discussed so that they can move forward, so that they can have a family. She would like to see her kids, you know, before she goes blind. And she needs him to stop drinking and, you know, start taking care of himself and getting in better shape so that he can be healthier. But she got really like upset and was getting loud and needed a cigarette. And I wasn't sure why, because the conversation didn't seem to be, you know, that strenuous at the time. But I guess just the whole process is stressing her out. Then her mom starts going in on how she doesn't understand how Chase could accept this from him. Like, why would you deal with this from him? I mean, is he that great that you want to deal with him cheating on you? I just don't understand it. You know, you better than that. I expected you to be stronger. I mean, just really starting to demean Chase for choosing to remain in this relationship, to the point that Chase is like, he is the only person that has been there for me. Okay, he will do anything for me. He will give somebody the shirt off his back. He is a good man, you know, basically saying that I recognize his positives more than his negatives. And at the end of the day, if I decide to stay in this relationship, I need your support and not you judging me for my decision, you know. So she walks away because this is emotional for her. And she and her best friend, I forgot what the friend name was, but she and her best friend talk. And her best friend also has a mom who is harsh and really not that affectionate, and therefore creating, you know, young women who have like anger and not a lot of affection that they can give towards a man because they didn't receive it growing up from their mothers. You know what I'm saying? So the friend is talking to Chase about how they need to get out of that. They need to break that cycle, and they need to do that right now so that they can have healthy lives, because it's very obvious that the mom is, bitter and still holding on to things that have probably hurt her or disappointed her in the past. And that's no shade, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like there are a lot of people that hold on to shit, but you need to let it go. You need to let it go so that you can be happy. And I feel like a part of Chase's situation is feeling like she didn't have permission to let things go and be happy with Eric, because that's not how she was raised. She was raised to raise hell about things the way her mom seems to do. Her mom went in, you know what I'm saying? So she really had to hug and get that moment from her friend so that she could later communicate to her mom what it is she needed from her, and she don't need all of that rah-rah shit, and her mom will be coming with the rah-rah shit. So they go talk to Tracy about how Eric was depressed as well, and how he felt like as long as he was taking care of the bills, he was doing his job as a man, which sometimes is all women are requiring, but there needs to be an emotional and mental connection happening, in order for us to stimulate one another when we're going through things. Chase realizes that she needs to let the past go. They talk about her mom and what that's like for her, and how a part of all that is letting go of the past, something that her mom hasn't been able to do. Tracy asks Chase if she feels like she's actually forgiven Eric, and she says, yes, I feel like I've forgiven him. And she expresses that she wants to be a safe haven for him. She wants to be a safe place for him again, And he says that he wants to do whatever he has to do to make things work with her as well. He wants to be healthy. He wants to give her everything that she needs in a man. And I was like, this is nice. This is nice. This is when you start to see the love and what's actually happening in the relationship, because Eric is very quiet and doesn't really vocalize as much. So you can tell when he's going through things, he will just act out in another way instead of verbalizing it. And she's the exact opposite. She's going to act out, verbalize, and everything else. They bring in a fitness specialist, y'all, that can get my words together, so that Eric and, his cousins and the other men can work out together. And child, that man kicked their ass. But Eric, he was keeping up with it. I was like, look at you keeping up with it. And they said even after the show, he's continued on that journey of working out and, losing weight and getting healthy. So good for them. But Chase tries to talk to her mom alone. But her mom continues to say that she thought that Chase was stronger. And, Chase is like, look, I love differently. If I choose to forgive him for this, then just let that be what it is. Why do you have to be so harsh towards me? And her mom keeps saying that the relationship is not working and she's not going to bullshit with Chase and say that it's okay when it's not. His mom is just sitting there as this conversation is going on, looking back and forth. I was just like, Lord have mercy, that lady ain't saying not a word. The way this lady going in on her son. And I mean, I don't blame her, because I feel like he has done things that would make somebody's mom feel a way about him. And I appreciated that she just kind of sat back and watched them have the conversation. So later she talks to her cousin and her best friend about her mom's, unwillingness to yield on this. And they tell her that her mom loves her, but it seems as if her mom might be too old to change. And what that translates to is bitter. So after that, they go and write down things that they need to let go of. They put them inside of a box, and then they go outside with everybody around them and they bury it. The infidelity, he talks about wanting to be the man that she deserves and to stop punishing himself for the cheatation. And, it was just a lot of their issues buried, and everybody was emotional. Like even, both moms were crying. Even Chase's mom was emotional, and she says that she felt like in that moment, her negative feelings towards him were buried as well. To watch them do that together, it affected her positively. And I was just like, wow. Y'all, that was crazy. I wasn't expecting that. And it was a beautiful moment, and it was what Chase needed. It was just great. Her mom says that she'll work on not being so harsh with Chase. And I was just like... And then they talk to Tracy about everything and how things seem to be better now and they want to date again and, kind of start over in their relationship. They're getting ready for the blessings. And this is when Chase says that the blessings are desired but not required. I said, yes, Lord. Okay, because you want it, but you don't need it. We're adults. And surprisingly enough, everybody gave their blessing. Everybody. And I love this because it was such a juxtaposition to last week's episode. You know, where it was just kind of like a hit and miss with some people. But I love this. I love them. It was very sweet, endearing. You can see the love, you know what I'm saying? But they ended up getting married, and he's been working out, like I said, and they're saving money for IVF so that, you know, she can get pregnant. So it looks like it turned out great for them, and I'm happy for them, because you can see these two broken people trying to love one another through the brokenness, and that's what I appreciate, because nobody's perfect. And I think when you have relationships, people from the outside looking in will see things going on and always want to tell somebody, oh, you need to leave them, you need to leave them, as if they're gonna go and find somebody else that doesn't have issues. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work like that. So I enjoyed this episode. I hope y'all enjoyed the review. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next one.